Hey there everyone, Captain Beards here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. Let's get it. Alright guys, so today's video we are going to be discussing MILIM. Now I'm going to go into a hard stage here. Let me go and show you. This is going to be my team. I'll explain why I'm using this team in a second. Be doing the SP mission, getting some books here, and of course the hardest stage. And here we go. So this is my team. Now let me explain why I'm using this team and why MILIM has become part of my main team. Alright, so there is a lot of love and hate going around MILIM right now. I mean, some people say she's great, some people say she's actually not as good, and some people say she's terrible. A YouTuber did make a video describing her abilities and said that she may be a little bit broken, like they need to do a patch and fix her up or something like that. Currently I haven't been running into that issue as much, but I could see what that YouTuber is definitely saying for sure. Now, why am I using this team? Well, Bond, because obviously Green Bond is an absolute beast. He's probably the best green unit in the game currently. I know you got full counter Meliodas, but then you're heavily relying on his counters, while Green Bond is just like partner with Gother, level up Green Bond's stuff, and then he's going to be just doing crazy amounts of work. My Bond obviously needs a little bit more work. He's pretty low on his attack there. And then I got Gother, of course, to level up the skills, because once you get MILIM's middle skill, go ahead and open her up here. Once you get MILIM's middle skill here, it's a 3-star, it becomes an AoE move, so that's perfect. And on top of that, it does also seal ultimates and stuff like that, so it's extremely good. And then of course I'm running Meliodas on the backline. Now the reason why you always want to backline Demon Meliodas is because his passive kicks off once one of your allies dies. So you're not going to, hold on one second. So for his passive, pretty much if an allied character dies, increases this character's critical rate by 50%. So that's why you got to put him on the back line, so that way when one of your characters dies, most likely it's going to be MILIM because she's very squishy, but once she dies or Green Bond dies, boom, you can pop Meliodas in there and he's going to have a 50% critical increased critical chance rate, whatever you want to call it. So that's why I have Demon Meliodas on the back line, and he's one of my stronger characters. Easily be replaced by King, who else we got? Let's go ahead and click this. By King, Rimuru, Green Meliodas, Merlin's not too bad. You know, those are all really good units and stuff like that, and obviously I got some other units to work on stuff, but I've just been really focusing on my main team. So this is one of my favorite teams, and then my second favorite team is similar to this one. I really like this one. This is my like blue team. I love Rimuru. He's like my favorite unit, but since MILIM is also blue, I do like to mix it up. That's why I threw our boy Green Bond in here. So let's go into a mission here so that I can show you some of the things about MILIM that need to be understood in order to really bring out her potential, because I know a lot of people are using her and you're probably using her wrong and don't even realize it. So you got to make sure that you got to use her in a certain way to bring out her best, to say. Alright, let me make sure I'm not on auto here. Alright, so when you got a stage like this, right, where you got enemies here and then you got the backline bosses here, I'm going to tell you what you need to do, right? You need to make sure you're stacking MILIM's passive, right? Now, the way MILIM's passive works, let me go ahead and click her here. You'll see it right here. It's on the bottom, right? Now, the way it works is critical damage increases by 8% for each skill used, stacks up to 10 times. So what you need to do, guys, is before you get to the bosses, before you do her ultimate move or any of her 3-star moves, you want to make sure that you have this passive at least above 5, right? So this number here should say above 5. If it does not, then you're not going to see as much damage for her. That's where a lot of people are going to use her. A lot of people, what they end up doing is they end up using Gother, power up her moves, use her moves, and then they're like, whoa, she's not really doing shit, she's kind of weak, right? Well, that's because you gotta let her passive start to play a role. Now, once you let her passive start to play a role, you're gonna see those numbers start to freaking climb. And then if you can manage it, my sweet spot is usually 8. I get her to about 8, and that's when I really try to get the ultimate going. But after that, that's when it's just crazy amounts of deeps. But her ultimate, let's talk about her ultimate for a second here. So I have the ultimate here. Inflicts 350% damage to all enemies and applies detonation. Now this is important too. Additional 15% damage per ultimate gauge point the target has. So if you have this stacked up to times, like say you have 10 times, right? You stacked it 10 times, so you got 80% extra critical damage, which is absolutely freaking insane, right? And then you get into the boss stage, and then boom, you automatically use her ultimate. It's going to do a lot of damage, but it's not going to do as much as you think you want it to do, or as much as you think it should do. Your reason why is because you have to let those yellow ball bar thingamajiggies there, whatever you want to call them, those yellow orbs, you have to make sure they're climbing up. You got to make sure they're almost max. Once they're almost maxed, or if they are at max, and then you use her ultimate, and you have her passive stacked up on 10 times, that's when she's going to do the most damage you'll ever freaking see on an AoE. For freaking sure. The only other person that could do really close to that damage is going to be Green Bond. So I'm going to do my best. Obviously, it depends on the cards I get. But I'm going to do my best here to try to stack up as much as I can. Now, let's talk about one more thing here while I'm playing here. Is that if you do combine cards, like if you combine 2 of her cards and then use a card, it's not going to count as 2 points, right? So right now when I use those 2 cards, I got 0 here, but once I use them my next turn, it's going to say 2, right? If I were to combine another card with this card to make it a silver and then use it and then use this card, it's still only going to give me 2. So that's the one thing that does kind of suck about her, but it's a-okay, not such a big deal, right? Let's go ahead and play this turn here. Now, I have my MILIM built on attack and crit damage right now. And if you guys were wondering about how to get crit damage, it's pretty simple. Just do PvPs. Win or lose, just do PvPs. Then you go to the PvP shop and you can actually buy special crit stuff. Now, my recommendation for that, I'm going to show you afterwards what I recommend to get that. Now, as you can see here, let me go into it here. I'm at 2. So now I can use this move here. And then I can use, oh, let's pick my target first. I'm going to try to save the red guy for last. I'm going to use this move here, and I'm going to use this move here. It's only going to bring it to 4. It's not going to bring it to, you know, to 5 like some people might think. But you are going to see her damage start to increase a little bit. And when she crits, do note that, guys, that she needs to crit in order for you to see some nice deeps. So, hold on here, guys. 1 second. So, now let's go ahead and take a look at our girl MILIM. Sorry about that, guys. I'm dealing with a few things over here. So now she's at 4. So now 8 times 4, and that's going to give you your crit damage, right, that you're currently at. So that's pretty good. Obviously, you got to go based off of the enemies you're fighting. If you're fighting a lot of enemies, then you might want to switch it up and stuff. Now, I don't want to use her ultimate here. I'm going to go ahead and move a couple cards around and pretty much just try not to do pretty much anything. I just want to spend cards, right? I want to get her crit damage to go even higher. Now, this is where Rimuru plays a toll. This is why a lot of people say, why do you like Rimuru more than a lot of other people? Well, his freaking slime skill is busted, especially when you're trying to use somebody like MILIM, right? MILIM is squishy, so that means if MILIM gets attacked, then she's going to take quite a bit of damage, and it's not going to be good because you really just need to use her. You need to build her up. So, that being said, you use somebody like Rimuru, right? Rimuru can taunt. So once he taunts, the enemies have to attack him, and he does have quite a bit of HP. So, let's see what we're going to do here. We might finish this turn. We're going to be at a 5. Yeah, we're going to be at a 5 here. That's A-okay. We'll go with the 5. Okay, so now that move there was only doing what, like 3,000 in the beginning of this round, and now it's at 8,000. Obviously, that's a bronze card, so it's a bronze at 8,000 critting, right? You know, that's not that bad. Once you, I'm telling you guys, once you start to use MILIM the right way, she becomes an absolute beast. Now, she should be at 6 now, right? No, she is at 5. Okay, so she's at 40% now. Now, I could use the ultimate, see some decent deeps from her, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna stall out. I'm gonna use a couple other cards. Now, I am not getting lucky right now. If I was getting lucky, I'd be getting some MILIM cards, but I am not getting lucky right now. So we're gonna use these other cards here. Hopefully, Gother doesn't do too much work here. Okay. And still, okay, so we got one more MILIM card here. Now, what we want to do is let these enemies build up on their ultimate gauge here, so that way we can really see some shine. Let's go ahead and do this, this, and this. We're just trying to stall out. We're gonna bring MILIM's thing now to 6 instead of 5. There we go, some more MILIM cards. So now we can bring it to 7. Okay. And the enemies are at 2. So those enemies are at 2. He's at 3 over here, which is A-okay. No big deal. Let's go ahead and... we don't want to chop him down too much. We'll chop him down. And then we'll do that. And we're going to use this. Just to get it out of the way. To see if we can pull a little bit more MILIM cards here. Trying to build up her crits as much as possible, her crit damage as much as possible. And I think next turn I'll probably use her ultimate, and I'll show you guys a little combo you can do with that. See, as you can see there, when she starts taking damage, oh man, he actually broke my ultimate gauge there. Not good. Okay, so we're gonna have to move here. Man, I might need to reset this just because of that. Did not know he was about to break that. Actually, you know, I'm about to seal that. Then I could hit him there. I sealed his ultimate, so even with a bronze card, that still seals, so he can't hit me with an ultimate. And I finished him there with a silver card, critting for 44,000. I didn't want to do that, but it's a-okay. Hopefully they don't kill MILIM here, because I really want to use her ultimate now. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, so he's at a 4, he's at a 3, and MILIM's crit now should be at a 9? At a 9, so almost max. So I can max it out, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use a card, use a MILIM card first, then use her ultimate, and then I could just use whoever I want to use here at the end here. So let's see here. See, that move now, creating 15k there, bronze card. And 58,000. Now, obviously, she didn't do too much against the boss there because, you know, it's the boss and he's green, right? But I don't know if I got any crits there, right? So that's, you know, that's the tricky part. You could have her built up, like right now, she's built up at that max number, right? She's at 10. But if she doesn't crit, it's not going to be good. Let's see if I can stall here a little bit more here. These cards are kind of getting in my way right now. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll do one more move. See if we can get another MILIM card here. Unless this enemy is about to kill me. Of course we're not going to get any MILIM cards. Yeah, let's just finish this here because we're not getting any MILIM cards. And I'm going to cut to this same section again, try to build her up again, and show you guys another damage set there. Be right back. Alright, so we're back at the boss stage here. I'm sorry that this is a much longer video, but I just really wanted to show off MILIM here and what she can do. I'm at 6 here, and obviously I changed my team. I got Rimuru now, just because, like I said, when you run into the case where these guys can destroy your ultimate, you can just have Rimuru sit behind his little taunt here, and he can do some serious work. Now, another thing, guys, too, is MILIM's first skill. A lot of people don't understand how powerful that first skill is. Her first skill does insane amounts of damage itself. If you get that first skill at 3 stars, it's doing 400 damage. and it applies fatal, which means if it crits, the crit damage is ×2. So that's a lot, you know, and obviously, you know, at 1 star like it is now, it's only going to do 160% damage, but still has fatal. So you got to take into account that too. So let's go ahead and we'll hit Big Red here with it. Let's see here. I don't think we're gonna taunt with Rimuru just yet, just because I don't think we need to. But let's see if we can get some more MILIM cards here. So hopefully Rimuru doesn't do insane amounts of damage here and kills him. And sorry, that wasn't MILIM's first skill, that was her second skill. That's her first skill. My bad. I was looking at it the wrong way. Alright, they're doing a bunch of debuffs. This is where King can come into play, because then he could just freaking strip those debuffs and stuff. Let's see here. This guy has the seal, right? He's the one that does the freaking... I'm gonna make your ultimate gauge go down. So I think now we'll taunt with Rimuru here. Yep. And see what we can do. I wasn't even watching her damage. I was looking at the other screen for a second. Now we got Rimuru taunting here, so that's just perfect. So now if they're going to do anything, they can go straight after Rimuru. Here we go. Now in a combination like this, right, where you have Gother's gold skill here, you can do a sick combination. So their ultimate gauge is pretty decent. It's not as high as I would want it to be, but I'm at an 8 here, so I think I might just go ahead and do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Gother's ability, which increases basic stats on your units, and then I'm gonna use one of MILIM's abilities, and then I'm gonna use MILIM's special. So that's gonna bring her to a 9. Got increased stats, and if she gets off on a crit, it's gonna do a lot of damage. If she doesn't crit, then obviously it won't do as much, but that's a-okay. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll have her hit him and then hit her ultimate and see what we can do here. Hold on, MILIM. Let's go ahead and put the things back on here. Let's see what she got. Damn, nice little 17 crit there. Here we go. MILIM, I'm gonna need you to crit. You have an 80% crit rate, right? And now you got some crazy crit damage coming your way. See what you got. 122k. Now I still think she's not really getting off those crits. And this is where the YouTuber was talking about, where MILIM does some serious work, but she's not critting as much as she actually should be. You know, she should have been critting all those hits there, but you know, she's not. Let's see here. So let's just continue this battle. Let me go ahead and get rid of this ultimates here. There we go. And we'll have MILIM go after him. We'll have Gother go ahead and do that, and Rimuru will finish off anybody. See that? She's critting with her first thing there. That's a bronze card doing 22. That's a lot. That is a lot of damage. So I know her first skill, when you get that thing to 3 stars, it does magic. I mean, it does insane amounts of damage. So bronze skill on a green guy here. Let's see how much she can do for the finish here. And 16k, she's critting there on a green guy, so that's perfect there, right? So obviously I still think I do agree with the YouTuber. I feel like there is a little bit of a bug going on, but that's a-okay. Let me go ahead and show you how my MILIM is built and now end this video. Again, I apologize for the longer video, but I just wanted to show you guys that MILIM is actually worth the hype. She's actually just as good as a lot of people have said. Now I know on the CDS page, it says to build her attack and defense. Don't do that. Don't freaking do that. Build attack and crit damage. Her crit rate is still high, even though it's a little bit bugged. But build attack and crit damage, and you won't go wrong. Now, what I did to counteract that, obviously I'm not done building her up here. And after the work I just put in, I am definitely going to be building her up. What I did on my, I don't know if it's my first, second, or third ring. My third thing here. Oh, right here, my third, my orb. So my next stat, since it goes up to 5 stars, is going to be HP. But I put HP lifesteal on her, so she's got 11% HP lifesteal. That's why, if you haven't noticed, if you see my MILIM, when she gets weak and then she attacks, she gets all her freaking health back. That's because I got that lifesteal. And then pretty much I just went after the basic other stats here. Attack, crit rate, crit damage, all that other good stuff. I think there's a crit damage on the top here, which is 10% there, so gonna do even more work. But this is my stats here. And obviously, I'm still working on her. I'm honestly going to tell you guys, MILIM is going to be my first level 70. I don't care what anybody says. She's going to be my first level 70. She's going to be doing insane work. I'm telling you. And I only got her at 4-star too. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that kind of helps you with your MILIM, because I know there's a lot of weird stuff going on with MILIM and a lot of people's minds and thoughts on her. But she's good, guys. She really is. You do not doubt her. I mean, just learn how to use her the right way. Build up that number. Build up her passive, and then start throwing her cards out. And I'm telling you, you're going to be like, yes, that is what I'm freaking talking about. I'm telling you guys. Other than that, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay positive. Peace out.